Fundamental principles of jigs and fixture design. Locating points. Good facilities should be provided for locating the work. The articles to be machined must be easily inserted and quickly taken out from the jig so that no time is wasted in placing the workpiece in position to perform operations. So machining means to cut, to shave, and so on. The position of workpiece should be accurate with respect to tool guiding in the jig or setting elements in fixture. Foolproof. The design of jigs and fixtures should be such that it would not permit the workpiece or the tool to be inserted in any position other than the correct one. So that means it is shaped in such a way that you won't accidentally turn it upside down or back ways or at a wrong angle. Reduction of idle time. Design of jigs and fixtures should be such that the process, loading, clamping and unloading time of the workpiece takes a minimum as far as possible. You know that time is money. Weight of jigs and fixtures. It should be easy to handle, smaller in size and low cost in regard to the amount of material used without sacrificing rigidity and stiffness. Jigs provided with feet. Jigs sometimes provided with feet so that sometimes are provided with feet so that it can be placed on the table of the machine. Materials for jigs and fixtures, usually made of hardened material to avoid frequent damage and to resist wear. Example, MS, that's mild steel, cast iron, die steel, cast steel, high-speed steel, right? Tough types of steel, high carbon steel and so on. Clamping device. It should be as simple as possible without sacrificing effectiveness. The strength of clamp should be such that not only to hold the workpiece firmly in place, but also to take the strain of the cutting tool without springing when designing the jigs and fixture. Essential features of jigs and fixtures. Reduction of idle time should enable easy clamping and unloading such that idle time is at minimum. Cleanliness of machine process. Design must be such that not much time is wasted in cleaning of scarf, burrs, chips, etc. Repeatable parts for our standardization. The locating and supporting surface as far as possible should be replaceable, should be standardized so that interchangeable manufacture is possible. Provision for coolant. Provision should be there so that the tool is cooled and shaft and chips are washed away. Hardened surfaces. All locating and supporting surfaces should be hardened material as far as conditions permit so that they are not quickly worn out and accuracy is retained for a long time. Inserts and pads should always be riveted so that those faces of the clamps which will come in contact with the finished surfaces of the workpiece so that they are not spoiled. Foolproofing. Pins and other devices of similar nature incorporate in such a position that they will always spoil the placement of the components or hinder the fitting of the cutting tool until the latter are in correct position. So you should not have a situation where the positioning of pins on other devices actually spoil the placement of the component. That should not be the case. Economic soundness. Equipment should be economically sound. Cost of design and manufacture should be in proportion to the quality, to the quantity and price of the producer. Easy manipulation. It should be as light in weight as possible and easy to handle so that workman is not subjected to fatigue, and should be provided with adequate lift aids. Initial location should be ensured that the workpiece is not located on more than 3 points in any one plane test to avoid rocking. Spring loading should be done so the item to be machined and worked on should be ensured that the workpiece, that's the item, is not located on more than 3 points in any one plane test. This will avoid rocking of the item, and spring loading should be done. Spring loading means the surface that holds it has a spring behind it so that it allows any slight movement. Position of clamps. Clamping should occur directly above the points supporting the workpiece to avoid distortion and springing. Clearance. Sufficient amount of clearance should be provided around the work so that the operator's hand can easily enter the body for placing the workpiece, and any variations of work can be accommodated. Ejecting devices. Proper ejecting devices should be incorporated in the body to provide or to push the workpiece out after operation. Rigidity and stability. It should remain perfectly rigid and stable during operation. Provision should be made for proper positioning and rigidity holding the jigs and fixtures. Safety. The design should assure perfect safety of the operator. General rules for designing. We will look at that in a different video.